Good evening. I'm Dave Johnson. You might have heard me on WTOP. Actually, I hope you have, or listened to me on the Washington Wizards, or watched me on DC United or NBC4. My sincere thanks for the connection. I love our community, and that's why it's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to the Bender JCC's Dinner of Champions online version. Like so many things, 2020 has been a challenge, but we are so excited to be together, albeit virtually, to celebrate our honorees and most importantly, support the work of Camp JCC, an amazing place, a magical place of inclusion where kids can just be kids. And please feel free to light up our social media channels by tweeting or posting using the hashtag #CampChamps. Again, that's the hashtag #CampChamps. You know, for 29 years, the Dinner of Champions has celebrated all stars in our community, sports stars, both on and off the field, high school and humanitarians, and tonight is no different. And that's the beauty of this night. Yeah, for me, it's been cool to cover some of the world's greatest athletes, but nothing stirs the heart like the stories you are about to hear and the people you are about to meet. Connected by a thread of a commitment to excellence, their journeys have impacted so many lives in so many ways. And like you, I can't wait to celebrate with them. But first, I would like to now introduce Heidi Hookman-Brodsky, the Bender JCC's board chair.
We are so glad that you're joining us for our 29th Dinner of Champions and our first ever virtual Dinner of Champions. We have an exciting program tonight and are so pleased to celebrate our honorees and Camp JCC. The Bender JCC is an all-inclusive community from the people we serve to the programs we offer, all rooted in Jewish values. What you may not know is that we are a fitness center, a preschool, a summer camp, and art gallery. We are JCC Maccabi Games and a place to hear an engaging speaker. We are a community of communities and we are open to everyone. I'd like to take a moment now to recognize all of tonight's sponsors for their exceptional commitment to making inclusion possible at Camp JCC. The full list is running on the screen, but I'd like to especially acknowledge our major sponsors. They are the Bender Family Foundation, the Annette M. and Theodore N. Lerner Family Foundation, Amazon, Carl M. Freeman Foundation, Lynn Shapiro Snyder and Jeffrey M. Snyder Family Foundation, Bonnie and Stuart Youngentub. We are also so pleased to be presenting the Benjamin Orsman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement to Carrie Iris and Eric Kassoff. This award was originally scheduled to be presented at our spring fundraiser Imagine. We are thrilled that we can honor them tonight. Thank you also, and a great acknowledgement to the members of the Orsman family, Beth Glassman and John Orsman, for participating with us. We also thank these major sponsors who supported Imagine: the Bender Family Foundation, John and Lisa Orsman, Marcy and Neil Cohen, Beth Glassman, Carrie Iris and Eric Kassoff, the Annette M. and Theodore N. Lerner Family Foundation. I want to extend my sincere appreciation and gratitude to the Dinner of Champions Committee and our amazing Dinner of Champions co-chairs, Robin and Jeremy London, and Erica Strudler and Isaac Snyder. They have taken on a big challenge, worked tirelessly, and committed to thinking outside the box in order to bring this wonderful event to life. This is the second year the Londons have chaired this event, and I'm so grateful that Robin also serves with me on the JCC board. Thank you to the Bender JCC staff for all of your hard work to make tonight a reality. Thank you to the development team, Jody Schulemson, Rachel Osman, and Andy Kronzik, and our marketing team, Treva Bustow, Mauricio Garcia, and Liz Weir, for all of your efforts. Tonight, I want to give a big public thank you to Michael Feinstein, who has served as the Bender JCC CEO and completed his tenure last month. We are also grateful for his leadership and service to the community this past 15 years. It is my great pleasure to welcome our new CEO, Josh Bender, who will officially begin on December 1st. We look forward to having Josh at the JCC, and it is my pleasure to introduce him now.
Thank you, Heidi. Good evening, everyone. I am Josh Bender. I'm honored to be the next president and CEO of the Bender JCC as of December 1st. And I'm so excited to be here tonight to experience my first Dinner of Champions evening. One of the questions I get from a lot of people is, what is it exactly that drew you to the JCC? And my top answer has to do with values. The core values of the Bender JCC is what drove me to pursue this position, particularly the core value of Hachnasat Orchim, the idea of inclusion, the idea that everyone in the community can find their place. Last Thursday, I had the privilege of visiting the Bender JCC, getting another tour of the beautiful facility, and one of the stops along the way was the new ramp that was just recently installed for the camp program. It is an inclusion ramp, ensuring that all children, no matter who they are, will be able to gather in the tent in the morning at the beginning of camp. This ramp is symbolic of not only physically bringing all our children into the tent together, but also symbolically. And again, the commitment that the Bender JCC community has to inclusion. I want to just spend a moment acknowledging also the incredible and transformational experience that we get to create every summer here at the Bender JCC. I reflect on my own Jewish camping experience this evening, which was so formative to my childhood. Some of my most wonderful memories of childhood and lifelong friends were established during my time in my Jewish camp experience growing up. There are so many people tonight to thank and acknowledge for not only making Dinner of Champions happen, but making sure that inclusion is top priority to our community. First, I want to thank our co-chairs, Robin and Jeremy London, and Erica Strudler, and Isaac Snyder, as well as the entire Dinner of Champions committee. A hearty mazel tov to Carrie Iris and Eric Kassoff, recipients of the 2020 Benjamin Orsman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement. I also want to say mazel tov and recognize our Sports Hall of Fame and Perlo athlete honorees tonight. A tremendous heartfelt thank you to everybody who supported our Dinner of Champions program, our donors who generously gave to this wonderful evening, and everyone for your support. I also want to take a moment to thank a really important group of people, and that is the staff at the Bender JCC, our staff who ensured that this Dinner of Champions could take place tonight, but also the camp staff who really create the moments for our children at the Bender JCC camp. It couldn't happen with all of our camp professionals. I am so excited to become part of the community and to be part of a community in particular that is so dedicated to these core values, the value of inclusion, again, making sure everyone can find their place. I'm really excited to meet all of you and to get started in December, and I hope we get to interact very soon. Thank you again for being with us tonight and for all of your support. I'll see you soon.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this very special evening dedicated to the champions in our community. My name is Erica Strudler, and along with my husband, Isaac Snyder, we are thrilled to be co-hosting the 2020 JCC Dinner of Champions with Robin and Jeremy London. If you've ever had the privilege of visiting Camp JCC, you know the indescribable feeling of seeing the enthusiasm, smiles, and most importantly, what it means to be truly inclusive. Tonight, we have an all-star lineup of deserving honorees, and we are excited to celebrate with them and their families. I so vividly remember the night that I was presented the 2004 Perlo High School Athlete of the Year Award. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the long and meaningful life of Irene Poland, who passed away this summer, for whom the Irene and Abe Poland Humanitarian Award is named. Much like her husband, Abe Poland, Irene was an icon in the sports world and beloved throughout the greater Washington communities and the Jewish communities in DC and around the world. Irene was unwavering in her commitment to tzedakah, most notably through her creation of Sister to Sister, the Women's Heart Health Foundation in the year 2000. Sister to Sister was the nation's first organization dedicated to women's heart disease prevention and education, and Irene led the organization for 14 years. I was so honored to have called Irene and the Poland family dear friends for over 30 years. And on behalf of the JCC of Greater Washington, we extend our deepest condolences to the Poland family. Zichrono livracha, may her memory be a blessing.
At first glance, Camp JCC may look like any other camp, a summer filled with songs, field trips, friends, and laughter. But it's not just another camp. We have been nationally recognized and have become an example for other camps around the country who are looking to build or improve how they integrate children with disabilities into camp. At Camp JCC, inclusion is not a separate program. It's a way of operating and a mindset that each and every staff member adopts. Each activity is carefully evaluated to meet our standards of inclusion. For the staff, this is not just another job. There are countless stories over the years of counselors who have been profoundly impacted by the experience. We are changing attitudes and educating the next generation about seeing people for who they are and not their disability. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, Camp JCC was not held in person this summer. We were heartbroken not to be able to welcome the more than 550 campers, 100 of whom would have received inclusion support to camp as we would have during a typical year. However, this summer also taught us that the connections made at camp can often transcend the walls of the JCC. The relationships that campers and counselors have with each other goes beyond the 7 weeks of camp. The connections are real, long-lasting, and impactful for the camper, their families, and the counselors. This short video will tell the story.
Camp, it's an amazing place. It's that rite of passage for every child over the summer. And Camp JCC is that and even more.
There really is not another camp out in our community that is anything that comes anywhere close to where Camp JCC does.
There's no judgment, there's complete friendship, there's complete fun.
I love that Camp JCC is a place where everyone belongs and everyone is a part of and everyone has value and worth.
Inclusion is such an amazing thing for kids with special needs, and we really, till Camp JCC, we didn't experience inclusion.
I've been able to see the huge impact that camp has on campers, on their families, on their siblings, on the counselors, on the leadership staff, and on the community.
This morning, I have enacted an executive order which closes all non-essential businesses, organizations, establishments, and facilities in Maryland, effective at 5 o'clock today.
The decision about whether or not to hold in-person camp this summer was one of the hardest, most gut-wrenching decisions I've had to be a part of.
For Tomer in particular, it is such a central piece to his life.
Solika talks about it all the time throughout the year. In the dead of winter,
Camp JCC has been by far one of the best experiences of Danny's childhood.
At the end of the day, we knew that it was what had to be done. And so we did. We made the terrible and unfortunate and very difficult decision to close camp for summer 2020.
Look who it is. Look who it is.
Hi, Susan. Hi, Dan. Hi, Danny.
It's Jaden. Danny, say hi. Hi.
Hey, Danny. How are you, dude?
Who is that? Hi, Jaden.
We saw an amazing thing happen last summer. Some of our camp staff connected with some of our camp families and tried to keep the magic happening in any way they could.
We've met with Jaden at the park several different days, and Danny just had a spectacular time.
We had so much fun this summer on those couple times we got together at Cadogan Park.
Anytime. Camp Jaden was one of my highlights as well. I wanted some remnants of Camp JCC in this unbelievable time period.
These counselors are incredible. They give so much of themselves. They have an incredible amount of energy and love and compassion for these kids.
Solika! Hi! I missed you.
I miss you too. It just feels good to have other people helping.
The connection is needed so badly. The longer this goes on, the more difficult it is for our campers and for their families. And the more camp becomes a critical part of feeling connected and feeling a part of something.
Yeah, we're all keeping our fingers crossed that things get better quickly and that we're able to have camp next summer and have him be able to participate in this thing that's so important to him.
I will be so happy that Danny can get back to camp.
Camp is a place where you belong no matter how long you've been away. And so whenever it is that we can open camp, it's going to be this incredible homecoming.
Next summer, we are hoping that we can, of course, be at camp in some fashion. We are working hard to make sure that we put together a program that will be safe for all of our kids, but to give everyone that opportunity to come back together.
What song were you singing to me yesterday out of the blue? Montrose Road.
Montrose Road.
Donor support has always been the thing that has allowed us to run this program. And we say this every year and we mean it, and you all come through for us, and it's needed now more than ever.
The one-on-one staff, the buses, the extra cost for field trips, for supplies, the adaptive equipment, all the additional staff. We don't pass that along to families.
Without all of that wonderful generosity, we wouldn't be able to be Camp JCC. We wouldn't be the place that our campers and families and alumni have come to know and love over the years.
There are so many children out there with special needs that don't have access to these types of camps.
All the families that attend are so appreciative of that. And we wouldn't be able to do it without the donors that have helped past, present, and future to help us get our kids to camp and get them the great experiences that they've had.
We certainly encourage anybody who can support it to support it because it does make a difference and change kids' lives.
Mwah. Mwah. We miss you.
Way off.
Good evening. We are Robin and Jeremy London, and we are so happy to be your co-chairs of the Dinner of Champions. We want to first say thank you to all of you who shared their stories for the video tonight and for being part of the JCC community. Thanks to you, Camp JCC is one of the few camps in the country where a family has a child with special needs pays the same as everyone else. This is what it means to be truly inclusive, and something as a community we should all take pride in. Thank you to everyone who supported this event. Your dollars make a difference. Last year, we asked for your support so we could build a ramp for our campers to access the tent, which is the epicenter of Camp JCC. And guess what? You did it. And now all campers are able to access this space. The ramp is built and ready to welcome campers in the summer of 2021. You can see it here, and we are so grateful for what your support has provided.
As Robin said, we're planning for Camp JCC to resume in the summer of 2021, and our inclusive campers absolutely need your support. Funds raised tonight will help us serve over 100 children and young adults with disabilities who enjoy a full camp experience alongside their siblings and friends. These camp families pay no more than those of the typically developing camper. The money raised tonight helps provide the additional services. We know so many of you have already given generously, and we thank you tremendously for your support. We know this is a challenging time. However, we ask that you please consider an additional gift to ensure our campers have the resources they need for a fulfilling and memorable summer when camp resumes in 2021. We appreciate your being here and thank you in advance for your support to make a difference in the lives of so many of our campers. We and they truly appreciate it. And now back to Dave Johnson.
Oh, indeed. Take me home where I belong, down Montrose Road. Yeah, go ahead. Admit it. You were probably singing it just like I was, and so moved by the video we just witnessed. This is a very special evening, and we appreciate more in 2020 that feeling of belonging, that feeling of connection, just how important it is. And you think about that video that you watched. It illustrates the special place that Camp JCC holds in the hearts of course, the children with disabilities, typically developing children, their families, counselors, and staff. It's a place of no judgment, complete friendship, and complete fun. And when you look at the pictures of these kids at camp and those smiles and the pure joy, you understand, obviously, how heartbroken we were for all that was missed this past summer because we were not able to hold camp in person. Now, Lord knows we can't control the pandemic, but what can we control? We can sure do everything possible to ensure that Camp JCC can operate to the fullest extent possible in the summer of 2021. That is our goal. It is a goal fueled by passion and yet joy. Now, to do this is why we are here. We certainly need your help. And this is a time to dig deep if you can. And we've made it simple. Even I can figure it out. A pop-up window will appear on your screen. That will take you to the donation page. Now, you can click directly by using this link if you wish to donate throughout the event, and certainly we welcome that. You can also access the donate button on the left hand of your screen. You still with me? So again, it's important, if at all possible, you can reach out. We've made it easy for you. I figured it out, and we certainly are counting on you. The kids are counting on you. Camp JCC is such a special place. And we must be honest, the financial impact of the shutdown on the Bender JCC certainly has been devastating, but our commitment to inclusion is unwavering. Things like lift-equipped buses, nursing staff, or adaptive equipment, all these things are so important, and that's why your help is needed now more than ever. Your presence here tonight shows us and shows that you are as committed to inclusion as we are. And your generous support will make a difference. Our staff, they are ready to process the contributions tonight. We want to make it happen tonight. We're getting set for Thanksgiving. It will be a Thanksgiving for all of us tonight. Now, inclusion at Camp JCC really defines who the Bender JCC is as an institution and what we strive to be and, well, should be as a community and society. Think about that for a moment. Your generous support helps us in that effort. If you can make a donation tonight to help us make it possible for children of all abilities to attend Camp JCC, where they learn that inclusion is the norm, not the exception. And by the way, this is also simple. You can purchase raffle tickets. A list of prizes is on the left panel of your screen, and we have some terrific prizes for everyone. Tickets are going to be on sale through midnight tomorrow, so a chance to even support after today, and then be on the lookout for a big drawing on Monday afternoon for those raffle prizes. Look, I know we can do this together and make a difference for all of our campers. It is that important. This is a special night with special people for a very special reason. I thank you. Good evening, I'm Dave Johnson, and you know what? It is my distinct pleasure to present this year's Greater Washington Jewish Sports Hall of Fame inductees. It is going to be a special evening. And not only are we honoring special individuals who've had an impact in our community, but this benefits a very special place where magic happens, where kids can be kids, Camp JCC. And we'll be telling you more about that over the course of the evening. Now, I'd like to acknowledge Lisa Levin. She's the chair of the selection committee and a member of the Sports Hall of Fame, along with the entire selection committee. Now, before I begin, I would like to welcome our past inductees and members of the Hall of Fame who are watching tonight. I commend you for your accomplishments, and don't click out of the event now, but after the program, everyone can view a digital version of the Hall of Fame on the Bender's JCC website. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our first inductee. A lawyer by training, Roger Kosick became the legal analyst for CNN in 1994 and the host of the award-winning CNN legal show, Burden of Proof. While at CNN, he covered everything from the trial of O.J. Simpson to the impeachment of President Clinton. He broke the decision in Bush versus Gore from the courthouse steps just moments after it was announced. In 2003, Roger joined ESPN as their legal analyst and remained there until his retirement in 2017. At ESPN, he covered the trials of Kobe Bryant, Roger Clemens, Aaron Hernandez, Jerry Sandusky, and the investigations into the Duke lacrosse team and also NFL player Tom Brady. Please join me now in congratulating our first inductee, Roger Kosick.
I am honored to be inducted into the Greater Washington Jewish Sports Hall of Fame and to join all of those who have come before me in this wonderful group who does such great charity and helps so many people, especially the children. To my brother and sister inductees, please know how proud we are of you for your hard work, your determination, and your sportsmanship. And of course, I want to thank Daryl, Bob, and the entire Bob family for all of their great help and assistance in getting me here. And of course, I have to thank my golfing buddy and my consigliere, George Solomon, for being, well, George Solomon. And for all of you who donated to make this evening's event possible and to continue on the great charitable work that we do, a special thanks to you. Again, I am deeply honored, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Philadelphia native, Glenn Fine attended Harvard College, where he was co-captain of the basketball team and was a second-team All-Ivy point guard. He led the Ivy League in assists and still holds several Harvard assist records. In 1979, he was drafted in the 10th round by the San Antonio Spurs. Rather than try out for the Spurs, he chose to attend Oxford University as a Rhodes Scholar. He attended Harvard Law School and began a legal career in Washington. Glenn has been inducted into both the New England Basketball Hall of Fame and the Philadelphia Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. And now we are honored to have him part of the Greater Washington Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. Please join me in congratulating Glenn Fine.
I want to thank the JCC for the honor of being inducted into the Greater Washington Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. This honor combines two things that have been very meaningful to me throughout my life: sports and Judaism. I played basketball, and through basketball, I learned many lessons, such as the value of teamwork, persistence, and the ability to overcome obstacles. I'm 5'9" tall, so I'm a short man in a big man's game. But I learned that through hard work and determination, I could compete against anyone. These lessons have been very valuable to me throughout my life, even though when I meet people now, they're very skeptical as to whether I played basketball. For example, in my most recent job as the acting inspector general of the Department of Defense, I would meet many generals and admirals who would look at my resume and then look at me quizzically and say, "Is it true you were really drafted by the San Antonio Spurs?" I would respond, "Yes, it's true. I was drafted by the San Antonio Spurs in the 1979 NBA draft in the 10th round. I'm 5'9" tall, But before I started the job as the Inspector General of the Department of Defense, I was 6'9" tall. Judaism has also been very important to me throughout my life. And now in Washington with my family, where we are part of a vibrant Jewish community. My wife, Beth Heifetz, is on the board of Adas Israel Synagogue. And my 2 children growing up were fortunate to come to the JCC for many events, ranging from BBYO to playing in the gym to concerts and other events. So I'm grateful for what the JCC has done and is doing for the Washington Jewish community. And I'm privileged to be part of this event to raise money for its amazing summer camp. So thank you very much for this honor of being inducted into the Greater Washington Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. It's an honor I'll always treasure. Thank you very much.
First presented in 2014, the Bender JCC Maccabi Legacy Award recognizes individuals from the greater Washington area who have played a major role in advancing youth sports on a local and/or national level. We are pleased to present the award this year to Susan Green, who has turned her love of playing tennis into coaching. She coached 3 North American Maccabi games and in 1989 was named U.S. tennis coach at the Maccabi Games in Israel. She has coached children and adults of all skill levels, including Division I and nationally ranked players. Her greatest pride remains teaching children with disabilities who mothers said could never play. Her players became family, and teaching their children has been incredibly special. Please join me in congratulating now Susan Green on receiving the Bender JCC Maccabi Legacy Award. Susan, congratulations.
I would like to thank my daughter Jen and my grandson Ethan for recommending me and the committee for selecting me for this beautiful award. I also thank my husband Jimmy, Jennifer, and our other daughter Marnie for supporting me in the many hours spent in coaching and for the Maccabiah activities. I am lucky to have had a career teaching and coaching tennis for young people. I am passionate about sharing that love with my players, whether they were beginners, nationally ranked juniors, or my treasured special needs students. It was a privilege to be involved in the Maccabiah Games, traveling with my team around the United States, Canada, and Israel was incredible and with lasting memories. Very proud that my grandson Ethan is now carrying on this tradition by being a Maccabiah in basketball. I am very proud that this award will benefit the JCC camp to reach its goals. Like my own special needs players, the chance for these wonderful young people to share friendships and experience summer camp is very special to me. It makes this award even more rewarding. Thank you again for this wonderful honor, and let me also congratulate all the other award winners for their accomplishments. Thank you.
Lou Strudler has had a distinguished career in the sports world as a player, coach, and executive. In 1982, he answered a call from Irene and Abe Boland to join the Washington Capitals as vice president of marketing, where he was asked to put together a Save the Caps campaign at a time when the Capitals were struggling financially. Lou is currently the vice president of global partnerships with Monumental Sports and Entertainment and is the longest tenured business executive in the organization. Besides his business responsibilities, he's responsible for compiling the team schedules for the Capitals and Wizards. And yeah, Lou's proudest moment was getting to hoist the Stanley Cup in 2018. Please join me in congratulating my good friend, Lou Strudler.
Thank you for tonight's honor of being inducted into the Greater Washington Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. Over the years, I've watched so many of my friends and colleagues receive this award, including my daughter, Erica, who 18 years ago became a Perlo Award recipient. In July of 1982, I answered a phone call from Abe Poland, stating that the Washington Capitals were in financial trouble and in danger of either being sold or relocated to another city. He asked me to join him in conducting a Save the Capitals campaign to enlist additional support from the Washington business community. This campaign was successful, but the full culmination of its success was reached in 2018 when the Washington Capitals became Stanley Cup winners. Today, the Capitals are one of the most successful teams in the National Hockey League. I have been so privileged for my 39 years working for two of the best and most philanthropic owners in all of professional sports, Abe Poland and now Ted Leonsis. 18 years ago, my association began with the JCC. I was asked to coach the girls softball team, which I did for 4 consecutive years. 3 of those years, the girls played around the United States, and the 4th, I coached the national team in the Pan American Maccabi Games in Argentina. The girls were quite successful, winning 3 gold medals and 1 silver medal during that time period. Tonight, I would like to congratulate the other honorees, but also pay tribute to my daughter Erica and her husband Isaac Snyder. Also, Isaac was a past Maccabi's game participant, but I would also like to congratulate them and thank them for co-hosting this dinner with Robin and Jeremy London.
It is my pleasure now to introduce you to Adam Van Grack. Adam has been a competitor, champion, and administrator in canoe and kayak sports since he was in high school. As a competitor, he was a multiple-time state champion, Olympic trials qualifier, and won multiple national level races. While a competitor, he became involved in the administration of canoe and kayak sports for the betterment of athletes. Adam was nominated and elected as chair of USA Canoe Kayak prior to the 2016 Olympic Games. And after the 2016 Olympic Games, Adam became chair of U.S. Olympic Sport and Canoe Slalom, where he currently works with the U.S. Canoe Slalom athletes, coaches, committee, and officials. Does a lot. Please join me in congratulating Adam Van Grack.
I cannot tell you how honored I truly am to receive this award from the Bender JCC and to be included in the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. The honor could not be more meaningful to me given my background. As a kid, I actually suffered from asthma. And as a 10-year-old, being able to know of all the great athletes and Jewish sports athletes who've been inducted into different Hall of Fames, the idea that I could be a member of a sports Hall of Fame was unfathomable. And the degree to which this honor means to me is just tremendous. I recall the days as a young kid, one of the only sports I could even compete in or even do was swimming. And my parents actually took me to the JCC in Rockville to swim as a young kid. And that opportunity that I was able to do probably led me to where I was ultimately able to compete on a national and international level in canoe and kayak. And I know how important not only this award is to me to be included at the Hall of Fame, but what this award and this dinner does for the opportunity of children throughout the region to be able to participate in the JCC camps. I know personally that with what I was able to do through the JCC and be a part of their facilities in swimming meant the world with me, with my disability, which I was able to overcome. And I know that so many kids are able to accomplish what they want to later in life through what the JCC can offer, not just through their facilities, but also through the camps that this dinner sponsored. So I cannot thank the JCC enough for everything they've done, both for the camps, for me personally, and for this award. And not only can I thank the JCC, but also everyone who's gotten me to this point. My mom, my dad, my step-parents, my brothers, my family, my friends, and even my young son, Caleb, who has witnessed numerous of my canoe and kayak races. This is truly a great honor, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be included among the greats who have been part of this Hall of Fame.
Mark Youngentob graduated from Winston Churchill High School as a starting member and captain of the 2008 Maryland State Champion varsity golf team. Now, following high school, he represented the United States at the 2009 Maccabi Games in Israel, where he placed fourth individually and helped lead the United States to a team gold medal. As a member of the University of Rochester varsity golf team, Mark recorded 7 top 5 appearances and 10 top 10 appearances and was awarded the Liberty League Conference Rookie of the Year. In 2012, he was voted first team All-Conference University Athletic Association. He was team captain during his junior and senior years and finished his career for the Yellow Jackets ranked among the top 15 all-time scoring leaders in school history. Please join me now in congratulating Mark Young and Top.
I am incredibly honored to be nominated for inclusion into the JCC Hall of Fame for golf. I want to wish a sincere congratulations to all the other honorees this evening, as well as a big thank you to the committee for running a great event. Golf has been my passion from a young age. It has afforded me incredible opportunities to meet lifelong friends as a captain of the varsity team at the University of Rochester and as a member of the gold medal winning Team USA golf team at the 2009 Maccabi Games in Israel. Most importantly, golf has afforded me the opportunity to support the local community through my past work with the First Tee and now today with Camp JCC, which has been working tirelessly to give children and young adults the opportunities we all may take for granted. It is my hope that my JCC Hall of Fame induction spurns new opportunities for JCC inclusion campers to develop their own passions and friendships, as the game of golf has done so for me. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Aviva Perlow. I am Phil Perlow's daughter and Hyman Perlow's niece, and I'm very happy to be here.
And I am Daniel Perlow Bloom, grandson of Hyman Perlow, great nephew of Phil Perlow, and I too am very happy to be here.
We have attended this event for 25 years and spoken about the Perlow men as athletes. My father, Phil Perlow, played professional football for the Houston Oilers in 1960, quarterback at University of Maryland, and coached a lot of Little League.
My grandfather, Hyman Perlow, gave up over 20 scholarships to play Division I basketball, instead to go fight the Nazis, because, as he said, hatred is no way to live. After the war, he worked for Abe Poland for 20 years as Director of Community Relations at the Capitol Center, and gave out free sports tickets to impoverished youth, patients in hospitals, psych wards, youth in segregated rec centers, and more. He was also Director of Athletics at the Washington, D.C. Jewish Community Center for a time.
Tonight benefits children with special needs. Whether the special needs are visible or invisible, physical or emotional, now more than ever, we must be proactive about building strong, inclusive communities. Being a good athlete, according to Hyman and Phil Perlow, meant play hard, work hard, speak up for justice, and help others who are less fortunate.
The Perlow Award was created in 1994 by Hyman Perlow to honor his brother's memory and was called the Phil Perlow Sports Award. And when Hyman passed in 2006, the award was renamed for both brothers.
With profound gratitude to Hyman and Phil Perlow, and many thanks to the Bender JCC for making this awesome summer camp accessible for so many, we are pleased to present the Perlow High School Sports Awards.
Brett Fayrick is a 6-time swimming All-American senior at Georgetown Preparatory School, who is also captain of the swim team. What began as a fun summer activity led to his breaking numerous records in the 50 and 100 meter backstroke in the Montgomery County Swim League, Potomac Valley, USA Swimming National Age Group, and JCC Maccabi Games. As a 6-time recipient of the Potomac Valley Swimming Outstanding Athlete Award, Brett has bridged his love of swimming with his desire to give back to his community. He's volunteered as a Special Olympics swim coach, a peer buddy for Best Buddies, and a Montgomery County Keen swimming and sports volunteer. He is verbally committed to swim for Princeton University in the fall of 2021. Congratulations, Brett.
Natan Fishman is a wrestler at McLean High School, having wrestled for 9 years and now wrestles under the Wrestling Prep emblem. He has earned a 2019 state title for his club in Greco-Roman wrestling and was a runner-up in freestyle. He won the 2019 Maccabi USA Wrestling Spring National Championships and earned a spot in a developmental trip to Israel. This past year, Natan earned a district title and was runner-up at regionals until an injury in the semifinals. While passionate about sports, Natan plans to graduate early and enlist in the IDF, where he hopes to become a paratrooper. Congratulations, Natan.
Samantha Godfrey is a member of the girls' varsity soccer team at Sherwood High School. She has been on the varsity team all 3 years, starting every game of her sophomore and junior seasons. She was named a captain for her senior year, prior to the season being canceled. Samantha started playing soccer when she was 3 years old and was on the first girls U8 travel team started by the Olney Boys and Girls Community Sport Association. She was a captain for every team at OBGC. She's been with the Bethesda Club since her U16 year. Samantha has been a team captain for all 3 Bethesda teams she's played on. She also participated in 1 junior Maccabi team and 4 JCC Maccabi Games teams, including as a team captain for her last 2 games. She has accumulated more than 170 student service learning hours and is hoping to play soccer in college and study kinesiology. Congratulations, Samantha.
Cole Hannon is a 4-year varsity letter winner in basketball at the Bullis School. He was ranked a top 5 point guard in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area and granted the honor of being team captain for Bullis in his senior year. He was selected as a player for the JCC Maccabi Games and became leader of the team. Additionally, he has been able to participate in multiple Special Olympics in which he helped to coach children and adults with disabilities. Cole is also involved in Community Service Club and helps to organize events for the Bullis community. Cole hopes to study entrepreneurship in college. Congratulations, Cole.
Ruby Kaplan is a senior at Georgetown Day School, where she has run track and cross country and played soccer since her freshman year, earning multiple awards and setting 2 school records. Ruby was named an Independent School League All-League runner in cross country in 2019, as well as team co-captain at Georgetown Day School. She's run at the Penn Relays and the New Balance Nationals Outdoor for the 4x400 meter relay. She also competes in various other track events. Ruby is also a skilled artist who has won 2 honorable mentions in the Scholastic Art and Writing National Awards in 2019. She's involved in many extracurricular activities at school and in the greater Washington community. Congratulations, Ruby.
Thank you. Robbie Lefkowitz is a senior at Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School, where he is captain of the varsity baseball team. He played pitcher and first baseman since 9th grade. Robbie was part of the Greater Washington baseball team for JCC Maccabi in 2017 and 2018. Robbie is active in community service. Since 2015, he has been a volunteer with Miracle League, an organization which gives physically and mentally disabled children an opportunity to play baseball. He also volunteers as a youth coach and mentor with the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy and has been a volunteer for many years at Charles E. Smith Life Communities. Congratulations, Robbie.
All right, Robbie.
A senior at the Bullis School, Sophie Simon started playing golf at age 6 and now competes at the national and international levels. Sophie plays number 1 and is captain on the Bullis boys varsity golf team. As a sophomore, Sophie won all IAC and all Met honors. Some of Sophie's greatest golf achievements are winning the 2019 Maryland State Girls Championship, shooting a 2-day total of 7 under par, winning the Maryland State Women's Amateur Stroke Play at age 15, and gaining exempt status on the American Junior Golf Association Tour by her top finishes in multiple international events. She is a volunteer with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and Teens with Heart Songs, affiliated with the Children's Hospital. Sophie is committed to play golf at Yale University next year. Congratulations, Sophie.
Thank you.
A senior at Walter Johnson High School, Jillian Vordick has been a competitive rock climber since 2011 and has been a sponsored athlete with Evolve Sports since 2014. She has competed in 9 U.S. Youth National Championships for all 3 climbing disciplines, placing 6th in 2016. Jillian has also competed at Canadian Youth Sport and Speed National Championships, placing 5th in 2017. In 2019, she competed at her first U.S. Adult Sport and Speed National Championship. Jillian also runs a freelance video production business and is a recipient of the Award for Excellence in Civic Action and Engagement, received at the National History Day 2019 Maryland Competition for Documentaries. Congratulations, Jillian.
For 62 years, the Bender JCC has presented the annual Benjamin Orsman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement, named in my cousin Beth Orsman Glassman's and my grandfather's honor and memory, to recognize those who are committed to strengthening community through exceptional leadership. By way of background, my grandfather Benjamin was born in 1900 in Ukraine, Russia. When he was 5, he, his baby sister Yetta, and his mother Muriel came to the United States to join his father Jacob, who had emigrated to Washington, D.C. 2 years earlier. Fascinated by early motor cars going up and down Pennsylvania Avenue, he became an auto mechanic. His father died when Ben was just 18, leaving him to support his mother and his now 4 younger sisters. To earn additional money, he learned how to sell cars working for General Motors on what is now Connecticut Avenue near K Street before there were any franchises. Because of his success in sales and $2,000 of borrowed funds, he was granted one of the first Chevrolet dealerships in the country. At age 21, the Orsman automotive business was born. That was literally 99 years ago. In 1936, through one of the most horrific times for the Jewish community and for our country, my grandfather began a 6-year term as president of the JCC. The JCC served the important role of supporting Jewish refugees and war veterans, hosting recreational activities, and serving as a place where Jewish organizations and synagogues could congregate. Early in 1942, my grandfather left to join the war effort, rising to the rank of colonel. When he returned, he continued his civic and business endeavors. Sadly, in 1955, he died at the early and untimely age of 55 from complications arising from colon cancer surgery. In 1958, to pay tribute to the character and contributions of this wonderful person and past president, the JCC created the Benjamin Orsman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement. At this unique time, when social distancing and isolation has become the norm, the concept of strengthening community is particularly meaningful. Tonight's honorees, Carrie Iris and Eric Kassoff, through their leadership, vision, and commitment, exemplify that idea in ways that have made deep and lasting impact on the Jewish community and the community at large. For many years, Carrie and Eric have volunteered at the Bender JCC in various capacities. Most notably, Carrie co-chaired the book festival for several years, and Eric served as a board member for 15 years and as general counsel for 10 years. They've each also been active at the Jewish Federation of Greater Washington. Eric has served on the board and Carrie serves on it currently. She's the vice president for Women's Philanthropy and serves on the Federation's executive board. Together, they co-chaired Federation's 2019 Israel Your Way mission, during which participants had the opportunity to explore Israel's culture, society, innovation, and majesty. Carrie is a past chair of the Tikkun Olam Women's Foundation of Greater Washington, where she also served as the Grant and Development Chair and continues as a member of the Leadership Board. Eric is a graduate of the Wexner Heritage Program, a Jewish learning and leadership development program for volunteer leaders. He currently serves as the Mid-Atlantic Real Estate Group Chairman for APAC. In 2017, he received the American Jewish Committee's Washington Civic Achievement Award. Together, Carrie and Eric have been active supporters of Children's Hospital. They co-chaired the hospital's Heroes Gala in 2016 and continue to support the event. To read about the couple's other achievements and contributions in the Jewish community and beyond, please refer to this event's tribute book. The Benjamin Orsman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement was created to honor my grandfather's legacy of giving back to the community. I'm pleased to present this award to two truly deserving individuals who honor that legacy with distinction by the way in which they give of themselves for the greater good. Please join me in recognizing this year's recipients of the Benjamin Orsman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement, Carrie Iris and Eric Kassoff.
Good evening, and thank you for the kind introduction, John. Let's close our eyes for a second and imagine the gymnasium at the Bender JCC filled with a few hundred of our closest friends and favorite food. Take a moment to allow our memories to indulge in the sights and sounds of a group of people gathered together to celebrate hard work and good fortune. Take in that positive vibe and remember the wonderful conversations, good cheer, and camaraderie of years past, and take comfort in the knowledge that one day we will soon be back together again. Eric and I have been attending this dinner almost nonstop for the past 25 years. We vividly remember the first time we witnessed firsthand the miracles being worked every summer day at the camp's JCC inclusion program. We take immense pride in the quality of the JCC's incredible preschool program and are inspired by the care and comfort provided to our seniors through the myriad of programs offered at the J. And we are heartened by the outpouring of support for these good works expressed by the collective gathering virtually this evening. We could go on and on about the incredible value that the JCC provides our community. We could extol the virtues of its professional and lay leadership and their tireless commitment to their mission. And we could emphasize the vibrancy and energy that JCC programming provides this community. But everyone here already knows about all of that. So let's take a moment on something that demands all of our immediate attention.
The pandemic we face has affected us in ways we'd never imagined. It has altered our lives in unprecedented fashion while testing our will and resolve. Its deadly and damaging impacts have indeed been universal. While its effects on us physically are well documented, what may be less well understood today is the damage that it could do to our humanity. What we would like to emphasize tonight is the place the JCC has in our hearts and how it is a vaccination against apathy and indifference. Two viruses of the mind, which can prove to be as lethal as anything known to man. As Holocaust survivor and Nobel laureate Elie Wiesel said so famously, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it's indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it is indifference. We must never yield to this fatal malady. We must be vigilant to keep it from infecting our hearts and minds. We must work every day, every one of us, to make sure the reality of tomorrow surpasses the promises of today. It is with great pride and humility that we accept the Orsman Award from the Bender JCC. The special tribute from this invaluable institution reminds us of the extraordinary community in which we are privileged to live and how through our collective efforts we can make the future brighter for all. This recognition is made all the more special because it bears the name of two families who have touched our lives in immeasurable ways. Our friendship with both the Bender and Orsman families goes back decades, and our hope is that these families' traditions carry on for millennia. The forebears of these families ardently believed in making the personal sacrifice necessary in order to not only to sacrificed necessary in order to build community, not just sustain it. They gave not only their hard-earned financial resources, they gave of themselves. They knew the dangers of indifference, and they labored mightily to ensure that they and their community were safe from it. In doing so, they gave their children and their children's children an invaluable gift, the example of how to live as righteous people. This is the eternal gift that we celebrate this evening. May it always be as it is, L'adore vador. We would like to close by thanking all of you with us tonight, not for your kind recognition of our modest efforts, but for your celebration of the place that philanthropy and communal work have in our collective hearts is exemplified by the Oarsman and Bender families. Thank you again. Yashikoa, may we all go from strength to strength.
Thank you.
My friends, this has been a feel-good night, huh? Congratulations to all of our honorees and their families. Go ahead, be proud. You should be proud. Go ahead and cheer if you like. They deserve it one more time. And all have made a difference by just being who they are. Yeah, champions, you might say, among us. And by being with us tonight and helping Camp JCC, you are champions and are making a difference. Your support tonight has been tremendous, but we need to keep it going. This is not about one night. This site is going to be up for the next week. And again, we've made it easy to donate. I even figured it out. A pop-up window will appear on your screen. We'll take you to the donation page. Again, you can click directly by using this link, and you can also access the donate button on the left-hand side of your screen. Again, the site will be up for the next week. For the next week, we can make a difference for the next summer, because that is what it is all about. And by the way, encourage your friends to get involved. I think we know in 2020, this feeling of belonging, this sense of connection. Our kids need it now more than ever. And that's why we need your help, quite frankly. Camp JCC provides that connection and that spirit of inclusion that is so important. Also, remember that you can still purchase raffle tickets to win great prizes. They're on sale through midnight on Sunday. And again, the winners of those raffle prizes will be drawn on Monday. I want to thank our co-chairs, Robin and Jeremy London, Erica Strudler and Isaac Snyder, our generous sponsors. Again, you are all making a difference. We can't do this without you. Of course, everyone who works so tirelessly on the event committee and PSAV Creative and Digital for making this all happen and possible, and making us feel connected in 2020. I think you had the sense tonight that Camp JCC is a very special place. I don't know if special really covers it all, but it is a special place. And think about something we heard earlier about Camp JCC. No matter how long you've been away, you always belong. Take me home down Montrose Road. That, after all, is our goal. We can't do it without you. We need to do it for our kids. Please stay connected with Bender JCC. Please get your friends involved. Again, the site will be up for the next week, and continue to donate. Again, it's not just about tonight. It's about our community, our kids, and going forward. I thank you for your time tonight and look forward to connecting soon. Have a great weekend.